So lads, today we're going to be talking about Caitlin Clark's weird shoe situation.
Have you heard about Caitlin Clark's impressive $28 million Nike deal? It sounds incredible, doesn't it? But hold on, there's a surprising story behind it that you won't believe.
I'm going to be talking about how badly her agent fumbled the entire situation for her signature shoe and everything. And I mean this when I say this, fumbled real bad.
Clark's agents may have unintentionally cost her up to $50 million in the long run. You're probably thinking, $28 million is still a significant amount, but picture being tied to a deal that could look like pocket change in just a year or two. This is the reality Clark is facing. Now, everyone's wondering how they could have made such a huge misstep.
In general, she probably knows that there was a screw up. I think Caitlin Clark's team knows that they messed up. They done goofed. They done goofed badly when it comes to what they've done with that Nike.
As Caitlin Clark takes the court at NBA All-Star Weekend, the crowd erupts, but there's something unmistakably different this time. Clark isn't just holding her own, she's completely dominating, even against the top-tier talent. Everyone's eyes are on her, and you can almost feel their collective thoughts. She's no longer a college player. She's a force to be reckoned with on the professional stage.
Candy at the three, Boston the rebound, getting her first minutes. Clark, the flick ahead, oh what a dime from Clark, and Jones lays it in. A gorgeous pass from Caitlin Clark.
This is one of the things that makes Caitlin Clark elite at the very top.
Clark is sinking shots effortlessly, making passes so slick they leave jaws on the floor. It's as if she's playing a completely different game from everyone else. Her performance isn't just impressive, it's a bold statement. She's showing the world she's outgrown college basketball and needs a deal that reflects her extraordinary talent, quickly. But here's where things take a fascinating turn.
So initially, several companies offered Caitlin Clark deals contingent on her staying in college a fifth year, which means that these were deals that were signed before she finished college.
Clark's agents definitely didn't see this coming, not at all. You might be asking how they could have missed it. Well, that's the $50 million question, because that's what's really on the line here. Now, let's dive into what made Clark's performance so absolutely jaw-dropping. It wasn't just her scoring, although that was off the charts. It was her court vision, her confidence, and the way she took control of the game. She wasn't just keeping up with the pros, she was dictating the pace. On the court, Clark was in charge, but off the court, that's where things started to fall apart.
Signed this contract, you guys, and her WNBA season has come and gone. And with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials, we have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoes.
Caitlin Clark's 8-year, $28 million Nike deal has sparked plenty of discussion, but some experts are calling it a misstep for women's basketball. When compared to Sabrina Ionescu's contract, the numbers highlight a significant disparity, leading many to wonder, is this a victory for Clark, or has the sport missed a major opportunity?
So, when it comes to her deals, Sabrina Ionescu signed a $24 million deal when she came, a 5-year, $24 million. By the way, Caitlin Clark, was it 5-year or 4-year? A 4-year, $24 million.
That's not even the full picture. Clark's deal is 4 years and $24 million, which doesn't add up when you look at the numbers. Here's the quick math. Clark is set to make $3.5 million per year, while Sabrina Ionescu is bringing in $6 million annually. It's hard to believe, right? Something's definitely not adding up, and it's not in Clark's favor.
Caitlin Clark signed an 8-year, $28 million. So Caitlin Clark, coming out of college, signed a deal where she was earning $3 million more for 4 extra years.
However, I will say that Caitlin Clark has created more buzz around the basketball landscape and has actually transformed and revived a league that was the WNBA, and she is getting paid a measly $28 million for 8 years.
Clark's locked into a deal twice as long, but making half as much. It's like she signed up for a marathon while everyone else is running a sprint. But it gets even worse. Other players could soon be making far more than Clark. Think about it. She's tied to this contract for 8 years, which feels like an eternity in pro sports. Meanwhile, as she's stuck, other stars could be landing bigger, more lucrative deals left and right. Now, everyone's wondering how Clark's team let this slip through the cracks. It's as if they forgot she's not just any player, she's Caitlin Clark.
He is obviously the biggest brand in athletic apparel, and Caitlin seemed to be a perfect fit for the brand. $28 million at the time, while some people, including myself, were saying that this might be a little bit too low because of the superstar that she is. It seemed to be like a fantastic deal.
The same Caitlin Clark who revolutionized the WNBA and stole the spotlight at NBA All-Star Weekend. The one who's got everyone talking about the future of women's basketball. Industry experts are baffled, with many saying this could go down as one of the biggest contract mistakes in women's sports history.
Companies were surprised how involved Caitlin Clark was, is that during the calls with Adidas, she was there. Adidas sent Clark some shoes and even prepared a prototype signature model for her. Adidas bill fell far short of the mark, $6 million over 4 years.
Ouch, that's not the kind of feedback you want to hear after signing what should be a career-defining deal. Now, everyone's wondering if Clark's agents dropped the ball, and if they did, just how badly. From where we're sitting, it's looking pretty grim. They played it safe when they should have gone all in. It's like they forgot they were holding a royal flush. What do you think? Did Clark's team make a $50 million mistake, or is there something we're missing? Right now, it seems like Clark might end up watching from the sidelines as other players cash in on the deals she should be landing. Let's break down what really happened in those negotiations. Imagine the pressure as offers from the biggest sports gear brands start rolling in. Clark herself was deeply involved in the process. Adidas kicked things off by sending her some killer shoes and even a prototype of a signature model. But their offer...
In the end, the closest contender Nike was Under Armour. Company's whose highest profile ambassador happens to be Curry. $16 million over 4 years with the signature shoe.
A measly $6 million over 4 years. Can you believe it? That's practically pocket change for a player of Clark's caliber. But hold on, it gets more interesting. Under Armour steps up to the plate with a much more serious offer.
Offered $3.5 million per year, but no signature shoe. Caitlin will be the face of the Kobe brand instead. Clark and Nike. And I actually, unpopular opinion, I actually think that would be really cool. I think in hindsight, Caitlin Clark being the face of the Kobe brand would have been really, really cool. The problem is that there's no signature shoe, and there's no way she would be doing that if she was getting long-term residuals.
We're talking $16 million over 4 years for a signature shoe and promotion on par with Steph Curry. That's a deal you can't ignore. You'd think Clark's team would jump on it, right? But then Nike enters the conversation. They come in strong with $3.5 million per year and the chance to become the face of the Code brand. On the surface, it sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Clark and Nike eventually down $3 million that include a signature shoe. So she's actually took less money to get a signature shoe. We like 3.5 million is an eye-popping number. That's way less than they offered Sabrina Ionescu.
Here's the catch. No signature shoe. Clark's team pushes back hard because that's a big deal for any athlete, especially one as marketable as Clark. So what does Nike do? They cave, kind of. They offer $3 million a year with the signature shoe, but it's still not the deal Clark's team was hoping for.
Or is there an awful lack of a bet on yourself? I genuinely think her agent, if she had like a super agent in Rich Paul, if she was with Clutch, I would be shocked if Juju Watkins in college is making less than Caitlin Clark. It's just not a good deal from her agent whatsoever. And it's going to cost her a whole bunch more money. Like, it's going to cost her so much money. It's probably costing her, it's going to cost her millions. It's probably costing her the guts of $10 million this year. I think it was just the most conservative possible deal. And taken over 8 years.